Jim Molan is Liberal Senator, joining us now from his home, not too far from Canberra, but far enough away not to be near any Greens. Nice to see you, Senator.
I'm nowhere near Greens, and I'm not going to mention COVID the entire interview.
Good, best to say. Now, amazing details in the past few days and summations about, frankly, how bad Australia has been at defence procurement. Now, we've talked about this for a little while, but it doesn't matter whether it's a submarine or it's a plane. There always seems like we kind of back the wrong horse. Can we just jump back a step here? Why do you think that is? Because for obvious reasons, it's someone's full-time job in the Defence Department, in the federal government, to decide, all right, this is the piece of kit, this is how much it's going to cost, and this is why we want it. But why do we keep making mistakes?
Paul, each one is a separate story, and the only thing that links each one, the Tiger or the Taipan helicopter or the Sea Sprite or the subs or the frigates, etc., the only thing that links them is our strategic confusion. You know why we suddenly find we're embarrassed by the fact that we're not getting the first sub till 2034 or something, and the frigates until late dates? The only reason we're embarrassed by that is because now we realise we actually need them. From 1945 until about now, it has not mattered because the US ensured our prosperity and it ensured our security. And we could go to war or not go to war. We could take something and go to war with that, or we could take something else and go to war with something else. Now it matters. That's the problem. So in the past, all of these decisions have been made by people and by a bureaucracy that really had no idea about the fact that we were going to take these and fight with them. If a shipyard, us having a shipyard in this country, is more important than having a submarine now, and that's what we've got at the moment. We've got good submarines now, but the future submarine, if it's more important to have a shipyard that goes out to 2054, then that's what you'll get. You won't get the submarines until the last submarine till the end of 2054. Strategic confusion is the problem that we face. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, look, and I get it. There's a little bit of a lead time involved in these things, but the idea that it always seems to be sort of 15 to 20 years to sort of get one or two and then eventually the full 10 within 30 years. Again, in the defence procurement situation, I'm not imagining it's like a car yard where there's dozens of subs that are just sitting waiting for insert country to purchase. But that said, there are facilities around the world that are further down the track than us starting from scratch every time, right?
Yes, there are. But when you look at just about any defence force, you'll find stuff-ups, and you will find quite dramatic stuff-ups. And I would balance all the things in the various lists that people are coming out with at the moment, with the simple fact that the Australian Defence Force has never been better than it is at the moment in the 50-year exposure I've had to. Now, that's a sad thing to say, that the ADF is very, very good. But what's it good for? It's good for what we used to do from 1945 until now. So we've got to get that change. We've got to change our strategy, dramatically change our strategy. And if you think the ADF's got a problem, have a look at the rest of the nation. The rest of the nation has a bigger problem in relation to conflict or war than the ADF. So this is why we need to change our strategy, and we need to have a totally new strategy which acknowledges the fact we're in a different strategic environment and we should be scared stiff.
Yeah, and just to make everyone feel better, apparently China has pumped up another 250 missile silos, all of which could potentially be somewhere where the worst possible weapons could be launched. Where's this information coming from? It's hardly like something China would be making an announcement about, but as we all know, that many opportunities to launch missiles in lots of different directions is truly frightening.
It is, and ironically, it's coming from civilian satellites, which have extraordinary ability to monitor various places and are just about as good as any military source. And this should be very, very concerning to us all, because the Chinese recently made a threat in relation to Japan. They have had a policy for many, many years. They would never use their nuclear capability against a country which had no nuclear weapons. Well, guess what? They've made an exception for Japan after Japan said that the fate of Taiwan was essential to Japan's fate. And this is only several weeks ago. They've also, certain bodies, the Global Times within China, had threatened Australia with attack not by nuclear weapons, but by missiles with conventional warheads. So, yeah, at the moment, there's a 13-to-1 discrepancy between US nuclear power and the number of missiles that the Chinese have got. But as they spread this out, as they are increasing their ability to deliver a second strike. So there's no way in the world would the Americans, without extraordinary consideration, ever consider a strike to wipe out China's nuclear capability. It could never guarantee it. We should, again, be deeply concerned about this.
Anyway, how are you feeling, mate?
Well, I haven't got COVID, and I hope the war doesn't start tomorrow. But apart from that, no, I'm going well, thanks. And thanks for asking.
We love you, mate.
Thanks, mate. Much appreciated.
See you, Jim. How good is he? Jim Molan there, of course, the New South Wales Senator, telling it to you straight, everyone. It's not like we're not knowing what's happening right now.